Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye mete, it shall be measured to you again. And why behold thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but consider not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, Let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Almost invariably, if we search within, we find the same sin that we condemn in others. And if we do not know in ourselves the very sin which we condemn in others, with a little search we shall find a worse sin. The moment you begin to judge a man, bear in mind not to say anything evil, even if you know this evil thing for a certainty, but particularly if you are not certain of it and merely repeat the words of another. Judging others is always inaccurate because no one knows what has occurred and is occurring in the soul of him who is being judged. It is well to agree with a friend to stop one another as soon as either commences to judge his neighbor, and if you have no such friend, make such an agreement with yourself. To condemn people to their face is evil because it offends them. And to condemn them behind their back is dishonest because it deceives them. The best thing is not to seek anything evil in people and to forget it, but to seek the evil in our own self and to remember it. A witty condemnation is offal disguised with a savory sauce. The sauce conceals the offal, and without noticing it, you are apt to fill yourself with loathsome things. The less people know of the evil acts of others, the stricter they are with themselves. Never listen to a man who speaks evil of others and well of yourself. He who traduces me behind my back fears me. He who praises me to my own face despises me. People are so fond of backbiting that it is hard to abstain from condemning those who are absent in the desire to please one's listeners. But if men must be pleased, try to set before them a different sort of a treat rather than something so harmful both to yourself and to those whom you would please. Harmful effects of unrestraint in words. We know that a loaded gun must be handled carefully, but we refuse to realize that a word must be handled with as much care. A word may not only kill, but also cause evil that is worse than death. Offenses of the body arouse our indignation: gluttony, fighting, adultery, and murder. But we regard lightly the offenses by words: censure, insult, gossip, the printing or writing of harmful and corrupting words. Yet the consequences of the offenses with words are much graver and more far-reaching than the offenses of the body. The difference is only this: the effects of an offense of the body are instantly noticeable, but the evil of word crimes we cannot observe because their effects are removed from us by distance and time. There was once a large gathering of over 1,000 people in a theater. In the midst of the performance, a silly fellow bethought himself of a practical joke and shouted the one word, "Fire!" The people rushed to the doors. A panic occurred, many were crushed, and when quiet was restored, 20 persons were found dead and more than 50 injured. Such is the evil that one foolish word may cause. Here in a theater, you could see an exhibition of the evil effects of one foolish word, but it frequently happens that the effects of a foolish word may not be as noticeable as in this theater, but nonetheless cause still more evil, though gradually and unnoticed. Nothing so encourages idleness as small talk. If people only observed silence without resorting to the idle trifles with which they seek to banish the tediousness of idleness, they would find idleness intolerable and go to work. To speak evil of others harms 3 people in one. him of whom evil is spoken, him to whom evil is spoken, but most of all, him who speaks evil of others. Judging people behind their back is harmful, especially for the reason that the criticism of the defects of a man, which related to him face to face might be useful to him, is hidden from him to whom it might do good, and is communicated to those to whom it can only do harm by arousing a feeling of ill will towards him who is judged. You will seldom regret to have kept silence, but how often do you not regret to have spoken, and how much oftener would you regret if you but knew all the consequences of your words? The more anxious you are to speak, the greater the risk that you will say something evil. Great is the strength of the man who preserves silence, though he be right.